Good afternoon. In this video I wanted to look briefly at James White and how cunning a liar he is. In his work on the King James only controversy, he writes here, in my opinion, many great scholars of the past who have defended the Byzantine textual tradition cannot honestly be included in the King James Version only camp, although they often cite it as if they were. Men like Dean Burgon, F.H.A. Scribner, H.C. Huskier, all true scholars of the first rank were not, he emphasizes, not King James only advocates. Also the need for revision in the King James Version and in the Textus Receptus as well. He says, none of these scholars insisted that the King James Version was quote-unquote it. So let's see what Dean Burgon writes here in his revision revised, where he goes after Westcott and Hort. And he says here, and he's citing Revelation 22:18-19. Whatever may be urged in favor of biblical revision, it is at least undeniable that the undertaking involves a tremendous risk. Our authorized version is the one religious link which at present binds together 90 millions of English-speaking men scattered all over the earth's surface. Is it reasonable that so unutterably precious, so sacred a bond should be endangered for the sake of representing certain words more accurately, here and there translating a tense with greater precision, getting rid of a few acronyms? It may be confidently assumed that no revision of our authorized version, however judiciously executed, will ever occupy the place in public esteem which is actually enjoyed by the work of the translators of 1611, the noblest literary work in the Anglo-Saxon language. We shall in fact never have another authorized version. So I guess Burgon did think it was it. See? I guess Burgon did think it was it. He says there will never be another authorized version, another 1611 version. And this single consideration may be thought absolutely fatal to the project, except in a greatly modified form. To be brief, as a companion in the study and for private edification, as a book of reference for critical purposes, especially in respect of difficult and controverted passages, we hold that a revised edition of the authorized version in our English Bible, if executed with consummate ability and learning, would at any time be a work of inestimable value. The method of such a performance, whether by marginal notes or in some other way, we forbear to determine. But certainly only as a handmaid is it to be desired. As something intended to supersede our present English Bible, we are thoroughly convinced that the project of a rival translation is not to be entertained for a moment. For ourselves, we deprecated it entirely. So, while Burgon might have said, hey, you could make with some marginal notes and correct certain things here, for private studies like that, he had no intention of ever touching the actual King James Bible. He did think it was it. He says so. There will never be a rival translation. Okay, so you might argue with the idea, well, you can't change any words. The point is, the one thing Burgon would agree with the King James only people is that there's only one book. There's only one Bible. And so that's exactly what the view is, but Dean Burgon, that there would be only one Bible, one translation. There should never be a rival translation. So when this guy's up there telling you, oh, these guys all agree with us, and the King James translators agree with us, and these King James only people are radical, it can't be in just one Bible. As Burgon said, there can never be a rival translation to the King James Bible. So we just agree on the idea that he might to tinker with some of the words and something like that in his private study and for his understanding. I said, well, I think this should be translated a little better or differently or something. That's a whole different issue. But one thing we do agree on, there would be no other Bibles. That's what Burgon said. Dean Burgon did think that the King James Bible was it. James White just lied to you. Amen.